So all right. So I wished I'd been with you. I was planning to be with you in person, but I had to change my trip plan, actually, because I had to stay for the debate at the National Assembly about the bill that was referred previously. And it actually turned out that we managed to push the government and the author of the bill to withdraw this bill, which means it's a massive victory that was possible because of the mobilization of people. Over 700,000 people signed a petition, an online petition on the National Assembly site. It's the second most signed petition of that kind that was ever signed in the history of, since this possibility has been granted. So there's been, over the past weeks, there's been a mounting pressure. This bill is one of the last attempts to criminalize the support for Palestine and the opposition to the genocide happening right now, still happening right now. It was drafted by an MP, Caroline Yadan, who is a rabid Zionist. She's actually the MP from this the French people living abroad, and most part of his constituency is Israel, and she has been defending the Netanyahu's government ever since she's got elected. And we had to build a big movement of opposition. Every human rights organization has been criticizing the bill. We also had the UN special rapporteur, 5 UN special rapporteur on freedom of speech, on uh, every international law issues, wrote to the French government to oppose the bill, saying that it was in breach of every international convention that France had signed. So you had this big movement putting pressure on the French government, to the point that even within the coalition in power, some parties started to say that this bill needed to be withdrawn, and it lost a lot of support. So it's a big victory. It's a big victory because this bill was very dangerous, weaponizing and the fight against anti-Semitism in order to censor the criticism of Israel. Actually, the title was to fight against the new forms of anti-Semitism. You know, this tale, this theory about the new anti-Semitism that's supposed to come exclusively from the radical left, from Muslim people, from Black people, and which is a very racist, actually, theory. So I'm very disappointed not to be with you, but also happy that we managed to put pressure on them and to win this, because it's an important fight against war, against genocide, but also against the attack on our rights, our civil liberties, because they are waging war on Iran, on the Iranian people. They are like financing a genocide against the Palestinian people. So we support them because it's a matter of humanity. It's a matter of survival for the people in Iran, for the people in Palestine. But it also connects with what is happening here in the West, where our civil liberties, our rights are also being under attack because of what is happening. And I think it's very important to show the connection between imperialism abroad and authoritarianism on the domestic front. So we have to connect those issues, which are now also compounded with the economic issue, the economic consequences of the war. So I know I have to be brief, and there's a lot of speaker, but I think it was important for me to share with you how we've managed to build this movement against war in support of the people in Palestine and against war also in Iran. And it's important for us also to share with you to build this international movement because we also need your solidarity. We're still under this political but also judicial repression, especially targeting one of our colleagues, Rima Hassan. You may have heard about her. She is a member of the European Parliament. She is a Palestinian, and she's been under constant harassment, political harassment, judicial harassment. She was put into custody a couple of weeks ago because of a tweet, and it's under the new the use of anti-terrorist law that she was put under custody in breach of her parliamentary immunity. And this very afternoon, we learned from the press that she was also under surveillance, which is like a political surveillance, an all lawful maneuver in order to criminalize her, and it's another breach of her parliamentary immunity. So at the same time, they have been putting pressure on her to try and send the message to everyone else, saying that if they can target her, such a prominent figure, everybody should also feel very afraid of what they could do to them. And the fact that this is, I think, is going to be a big scandal because it means also not just people opposing the genocide, but anybody actually can now feel like they could be targeted for what they stand against, and because they are opposing the policies of our governments. So thank you very much for organizing this meeting and for organizing against the war in the UK, because it also helps us here in France to fight against the right-wing and authoritarian tendency that has been targeting the anti-war protesters and the political figures, but also citizens that has been put under a lot of pressure. So thank you very much, and I would be able actually to